Hey, hi. In this video, I will show you how we can use Ansible configuration management tool to manage AWS EC2 configurations. Okay. So as you see in my picture, as you see in this picture, so here, this picture represents the actual demo which I'm going to show you in this particular video. Okay. So here, as you see in this picture, so here, so it's a complete AWS VPC environment, nothing but an AWS VPC where I will be hosting an example EC2 instance, which where I will be configuring that EC2 instance as a master node. Okay, and from there I will be managing the other EC2 nodes. Okay, which are nothing but which will be acting as a Ansible client nodes. Okay, so that is the main motive of this demo. Okay, so here, so before I walk you through the steps of this demo, let me quickly give some inputs on the what is the Ansible tool. Okay, so Ansible is an open source configuration management tool. It not only meant for configuration management, it can also used for application deployment and the software lifecycle management. Okay, so and also this tool is very famous because it is infrastructure as a code agnostic, and also it is very easy to manage. Okay, so that is the reason the Ansible tool, which is used majorly for configuration management. Okay, yeah, so with that note, let's get started to this demo. So okay, so here let me quickly take you to the my AWS account. As you see, this is my AWS account. For this demo, what I have done is I have created two EC2 instances, and these EC2 instances of type AMIID are nothing but of type Ubuntu servers. Okay, both are Ubuntu servers. In that one, I will make the first server with the public IP addresses ending with 225, 255 as a master node, and the other EC2 instance ending with 164, make it as a Ansible client node. Okay, so now I have freshly created this EC2 instance. I have not done any configurations on this VM. So what I do is I will show you from the scratch, saying like how we can set up the Ansible master node in AWS VPC, and also make other nodes as a inventory kind of or Ansible clients, so that you can manage the configuration lifecycle of all other VMs from this Ansible master node. Okay. So now first let's configure the Ansible master node. For that one, I need to connect to this instance. Okay, so let me connect to this instance first. I'm using the private SSH key to log into this Ubuntu server. Let me do that. Okay, so here I will be using the SSH authentication via private key. Okay. So here the user is Ubuntu, and then I need to enter my passkey of my private SSH key. Then yeah, here you go. We have successfully logged into this VM. Okay, which I'm going to make it as a Ansible master node. Okay, so in this VM, what I do is I will show you that how you need to configure and make this VM as a master node, and also how you need to set up the Ansible inventories, nothing but Ansible host configuration file, and also how we can use that file to apply the Ansible playbooks. Okay, how we can run the Ansible playbooks after that one. Yeah. So now first let's go to this VM and let me clear it. So I have documented for this demo. I have documented the required steps in this JSON file. I will be sharing this JSON file in the GitHub repo, and the link will be shared in the my video's description. Okay. So here these documents clearly documents what are the steps you need to follow for this demo. Okay. So here what I do is in this first one, aim is to set up this VM as a Ansible master node. So let me do that. For that one, I need to change the context to root. Okay, let me do that. So currently in the user context, now let me change the context to root context, nothing but root account. Here you go. I'm now in the root context. Yeah. So it should be who am I? Yeah. Let me show you that it's a root, or you can see there is a word root in the VM name. Yeah. So here you go. We are in the root now. Now with that, let's go to the next steps. The next steps includes so we need to update the Ubuntu server with using the command apt-get. Okay, so with this command, what I'm going to do is I need to refresh the configurations or update of this VM. So that's the reason I will be running the apt-get update. Nothing but it will update this VM's the repositories links and the required configurations. All backend configurations will be updated with this command. Okay. Now with that, now let's go to the other command which will refresh the software repositories as well, which is linked to this VM. Yeah, so I am done with that. Now, so once we done with, so these are the two steps which are nothing but like a prerequisites, okay? Because next step is we need to install the Python. So Python is a kind of a Python environment is a kind of prerequisite for Ansible to run, okay? Because the Ansible is completely completely runs on the Python environment only, okay? So that is the prerequisite. That's the reason I have done the prerequisite which is needed for installing the Python, and Python is needed for an Ansible tool to work, okay? That's the reason we have done these steps sequentially. Now let me install the Python by running the command sudo apt install python 3.8. Nothing but I'm installing the Python 3.8. Okay, so here you are not required to use the sudo when you are in the root, but just for the demo purpose I'm just using, but you can follow the standards. Okay, so here you go. It was very fast because I have already tried to install the Python in this VM. That's the reason it is very fast. Whereas if you are installing this at the fresh time, it might ask you for some kind of confirmation, either is or other kind of input as well. Okay, please follow that the command lines. Then later, let's see if the Python has been installed after that. Okay, so how I can check that? I'm just verifying that by running the command python version. So here you go, right? So Python is already been installed in this VM. Now let's go to the original task now. Okay, so till now we were doing only the prerequisites. Now actually what I'm doing is I'm running the commands which is meant to set up the Ansible's in this Ubuntu VM. Okay, so this is Ubuntu 20 something. Okay, so that's a higher version of Ubuntu. So now what I am doing is I will run this command so that it can do the repositories which is required for, it can do the imaging, or it can point to the repositories which is needed for installing the Ansible tool. Okay, so let me do this command. Let me run this command. Yeah, here you go. So what it is asking, right? This command, it asking for some confirmation. If you see it, press enter to continue or control C for to cancel. Okay, because we want to continue. So that's the reason I'm just entering the word. Okay, so as of now, it is doing the repository setup, which is needed for us to install the Ansible tool. Okay, here you go. The prerequisite repository pointing is already done. Okay. Okay, so in the sense, why do we need to run this task is because the Ubuntu server from the backend, it will point to that repository where the Ansible source code has been installed. Okay, so that is a layman term to understand like what this command does. Okay, now let's go to the next command. Again, I need to refresh the system configurations. Okay, that's the reason I will run this command again. That is a basic thing we will always do in this Ubuntu server. Then finally, we will run the command apt-get. Okay, so as you might be knowing that apt-get is the a tool which will help us to do the configurations on the Ubuntu. So I'm doing that now to install the Ansible. Okay, so this is the major command line which will really install the Ansible in our tool. Okay, so here again it is asking for us to confirm. So let me do S. So what it does is it is clones the repository from the Ansible source code. Then it installs in the Ubuntu server. Okay, that's what it does. It will take some time though. Then once this is done, we'll go to the next steps. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it has done already. So let's go to the next one. Next command to validate if the Ansible has been installed or not. Okay, so let me do that. Let me clear a bit so that you can see from the top. Now I'm just checking whether the Ansible is installed or not. Okay, here you go, right? The Ansible is installed successfully. That's the reason it is able to show the version. Okay, I'm using the 2.9.6 version. Yeah, so we have successfully configured this VM with the Ansible. Okay, once you install a software on a VM, that act as a master node. Okay, Now, once we are done with that, now let's go to the next steps. Okay, so next steps includes once you make a VM as an Ansible master node. From there, you can push the configuration to the other client nodes. Okay, so one will act as a master, and the other VMs where you need to maintain the configuration lifecycle will act as a client. Okay, nothing but those VMs will be reporting to this master node, and master node will do the push configuration. Nothing but it will push the configuration to the respective EC2 instance. Nothing but Ansible client nodes. Okay. So for that one, what I need to do is we need to set up the authentication bridge, right? This is the one VM, and we have the child VMs. Okay, let me go back to the figure. So this is our master node. We have already done it. Now after that, we have these many the client nodes. Okay, where actually we need to maintain the configuration lifecycle, right? So for this one, there should be communication method, right? So here for this demo, what I'm doing is I'm using the public authentication key based public authentication methods to establish the communication from master node to EC2 node. Okay, so that's the reason I will do now. What I do is I will set up the public key of this VM into this EC2 instance. Okay, we have the public key of Ansible master node. That public key will be stored in the EC2 instance. Okay, so this key helps master node to communicate to EC2 instance. Okay, yeah. So for that one, we have to do the next step. So these are the next commands which will help me to do the next steps. First one, what I do is I will generate a public key of my master node. Okay, so let me do that now. So here I'm just running the same command. Okay, I'm not making any changes. So here let's keep it by default. Okay, so then I'm just taking all the values as a default. Here you go. It has successfully generated a public key belongs to this node, which we are now making it as a Ansible master node. Now let's go to the next command. Okay, so now we need to copy the so what is the next step, right? So next step is to copy this generated public key and put it under the Ansible client nodes. Okay, so that the communication procedure will be established. Okay, so for that one, since we have just now generated the public key, that is public SSH key, let's see that. Okay, let's see how it looks. For that one, I need to go to the SSH folder, and from there I have to open the ID underscore RSA pub. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see that. So this folder has multiple subfolders under it one, that is RDA RSA. So this is what we need. Okay, because we are more concerned. Okay, because we are more interested about ID underscore RSA underscore pub. Okay, which is we just now generated by running the above command. Yeah. So now now to copy the public key of this VM, now what I need to do is I need to do a cat. Yeah, not this one. Okay, so now rsa.pub. Okay, so this is what. Okay, once I did the cat of this this file, that is rsa.pub file, id underscore rsa.pub file. It has a public key of, okay, this is my public key of this VM. Okay, anyways, I'm going to delete this VM and clean up all these things after this videos, but yeah, don't try to do the other tricks. Okay, so now once I have this this public key with me, what I do is I will go to my client node and set up this public key under that authentication folders of that the other VM. Okay, so for that one, what I need to do is I need to log into that VM first. So now we have set up our master node almost. Now let's go to and connect to our client node and do the rest step. Okay, so for that one, I need to log into this VM. See, again, I'm just logging this VM. Okay, so as if you remember, the ending with .164 is our client node. Okay, so now let me log into this VM. So I'm just opening two sessions side by side so that I can copy from there and put it here. I will go to the SSH authentication, and I am using the same key for this authentication as well. So let me connect to this VM with using same authentication. Yeah, here you go. It has logged in, and passkey, and then yeah. then here you go, I'm into this client VM. Okay, so client VM is something 10.0.0.7. Okay, so not, let me again change the context to root. Yeah, I'm in root now. So once I'm in root, I need to copy that and put it under authorization folder. So for that one, again, right, again I need to yeah, so this is the client data. So again, I need to go to the CD SSH of this client VM, and under that authorization key folder, I need to keep that that particular public key of my master node. Okay, so for that one, so if we so here what I'm doing is I'm just doing the CD. Okay, I'm just doing the CD to my SSH folder of client node and changing the and checking. Okay, so as you see here, okay, so this is client node. In that client node, I went logged in, changed the context to root, and from there I went to .ssh folder, and under that SSH folder I have one more folder called, or one more file called authorization keys. Okay, so now let me cat that authorization file and let's see what it has. Okay, it already has some authentication keys. Okay, now in this along with this, I need to add the authorization key of my Ansible master node. Okay, so that master node gets the authorization to access this VM. Okay, that is the main logic behind this mechanism. Okay, so now let me do a VI to this file and add the public key here. So here, okay, so I'm in the I'm in this authorization file, and let me add that. Okay, so here you go. I have added the public key from Ansible master node under this Ansible client node. Now I will save this. Okay, so let me save this now. Okay, that's it. We have successfully saved the public key of masternode into this. Then we are done. Okay, because with this configuration, Ansible masternode can automatically get the authentication to this VM, and can from there it can start its operation. Okay, so finally let me do a cat to this authorized underscore key file. Okay, so let me do that and see if the, yeah, here you go. So here we see that the authorization key is been set here under the authorized keys of the Ansible client node. Now let me go back to the so let me go back to this my master node again. So let me see if the master node client has been gone. So again, the master node master node access has been revoked. So I need to relog in that. So what I do is, again, let me relog into this. So from here, what we do is we continue the next operation from the Ansible master node. Okay, so the same node, I'm just relogging it again. So this is the session of my Ansible client node. Now I need to relog in to my Ansible master node. So this is ending with .255. Let me take the authentication of my private key. Yeah. So let me open this. I will minimize this. Okay, now we have to do operation here. And then, yeah, so again, I need to switch the context to sudo. So let me do the again sudo su. Okay, so here, so again, let me again, so to avoid the confusion, what I'm repeating this again. So here, so we gathered the public access key from the master node, yeah, by running these commands. So again, let me tell you those commands. So this is the command which I used to gather the public key from the master node, and the same key is been put in the Ansible client node, or Ansible EC2 instance, Ansible client EC2 instance, and we have added the same public key under the file authorized keys. Okay, yeah. So now we are here. Okay, from here we will continue now. Okay, so let me go back to my master node here. Okay, I have set the context back to the root. Okay, so from there, now what I need to do is I need to do the cd to this file and go to the file name called hosts. Okay, So host is the file which contains the inventory data. Yeah. So that's the reason we need to go to there. I'm doing the cd to the etc/ansible. Okay. Because once you install the Ansible, this folder will be get created in your VM. Okay. So I'm there. Now let me do a ls and see what are the files here. Here you go. We have the host as well. Okay. Where I need to do the next task. So host is nothing but is a file which Ansible uses it for the maintaining the inventory. Is nothing but it maintains the record of all the VMs it is supporting for managing the configurations. Okay. So let's do a cat of this one. So here you go, right? So it contains big information, and it also gives some example like how you need to keep the inventory file, something like this. Okay. So it's telling us that keep your server in a grouped format where you will be grouping by giving some name to that group under in a square bracket. Okay. And after that you can put it a FQDN, or you can put it a the IP address. Okay. Nothing but private IP address. Okay. So now, so again, okay, don't get confused. We will be keeping only private IP address. Okay. Yeah. Or FQDN if you know. Okay. If you know the local FQDN of your VM. Yeah. So now, now let me go to the next steps. That is VI host. Okay. Nothing but where I will be. So where we will be adding something like this. Okay. Nothing but we are creating a group of our client or group of our Ansible clients in the format of some tag or some grouping. Okay. So now let me do a VI to that this file. Just now we did a cat. Now let me do a VI. Nothing but I will be going under this file. So let me come back here. Okay. So here we are here now, and so here I did add the host nodes group. Okay. So here in Ansible, and in the host file we will in a square bracket we will give a name. That name will act as a attacks the group of the as a group name of the host. Okay. So here I gave name as a web, nothing but web hosts. Okay. So under that host I have given my a private IP address. Okay. So let me show you that. So this was our client node. Okay. Earlier I was explained. So here I have taken the private IP of that particular node, and that node will be now managed by our Ansible master node. Okay. So that's what it does. Now let me save this. Okay. Let me save this configuration. Okay. So again, let me do a cat of hosts so that you will be 100% sure. So here at the end we have added under the in a square bracket we have added the name of our group, nothing but we are grouping our host according to our required conventions. Okay. And I have done that. Now with that note, let's go to the next topic. Okay. So in this next topic, okay, so here once we have added the host which we need to manage via Ansible master node, then we are done with the required configuration. Next step is one step ahead, like how we can execute the Ansible playbooks from the master node and target into the particular host group. Okay. Yeah. So here before I go to that next step. Okay. So now what I need to do is let me ping that. Okay. So let me do a ping from this particular. Okay. So let me do a cd back. Okay. Cd back. Okay. So again one more back. So here you go. I'm currently in the root context. Now what I do is we have done all the required configuration. Okay. So to reiterate, what we did is we installed the Ansible tool on a particular EC2 instance, and we called that as a Ansible master node. Okay. And from the Ansible master node we retrieved the public key, and from there and we copied the public key and put it under the EC2 instance. That is nothing but Ansible client node. Okay. And that is again, okay, so here we put it. Okay, let me reiterate again. Okay, so we have put that under SSH folder, and the file name is authorized key, and that's it. Okay, that's it. We have successfully done the configuration. And after that, as part of our next task, what we did is under the Ansible host node, Ansible master node, we have did the cd to this Ansible folder, and after that we did a VI to host, and under that one we have added this file. Okay, so after this one we are done with the configuration. Next we need to check whether the all the configuration has been went successful or not. Okay, So to do that, I need to run the command hyphen ping yum managed all. Okay, so let me see if this command is good. Okay, so I need to do there's a syntactical error here, so let me do again. Ping all. Okay, so it is asking, are you do you really? So here you go. So what I am doing is from the my master node, I am just checking the host node, nothing but the managed node. The here managed node is 10.0.0.7. Okay. So to that one, I'm just doing a ping from this one, nothing but is my master node is able to communicate to the client node. Okay, so that's the reason. And when you do a first time, it will ask whether you want to continue. Yes, yes. Then I will type yes. Okay, here you go. It has done the ping equal to pong, nothing but it has given the respond. Okay. Now let me run the command same again. Okay, it will not ask you the authorization. Here you go, right? So nothing but this master Ansible node is able to communicate to that the Ansible client node. Okay, that's it. We have successfully done with the required configuration. Now next task is how I can run an example playbook from the master node. Okay, so this is my playbook. Okay, so I have already created one playbook under the master node. Let me go to that. So I will go to this one, and what I did is I did a directory. So you should do a directory under temp folder with a name called playbook. Okay, remember that the name should be playbook, and after that and create a YAML file which we will call it as a the playbook. Okay, Ansible playbook. Okay, Ansible playbook has its own syntax. I would again encourage you to explore from the Ansible websites, and where you will be understanding about what is the syntax and how you need to use the key value pairs of the YAML file. Okay, so for this demo, let's go and execute this Ansible playbook and see what is the result is all about. Okay, so let me do a CD to this one, and I will show you that I have created a playbook there. So I'm just doing this one CD to this one. Let me do ls. Yeah, so we have the playbook. Let me do a cat of that playbook, and I will show you the content. So here you go. So I have already copied the I have created that YAML file under this temp/playbook, and I'm ready to execute the playbook. Okay, now from the Ansible master node. Okay. So here, so again, before I run this command, let me give you some hints. Okay, here. So you need to follow the syntax that is the triple dash dash. Okay, triple dash, and after that you need to give this, and the host. Host is nothing but to which group you are targeting. Generally, if you put the word all, nothing but it will target to all your node groups. Okay, nothing but host group that you created in the host files. Yeah, and after that it became the key became equal to yes, and task is nothing but I am installing a package. Okay, I'm just installing the NT update package into that my client node. Okay, once you run this command, what it does is this playbook will run against that client node, that Ansible client node, and it will run the command called NT update. Nothing but it will do some update. Okay, yeah. So let's run this command by running this. Let's run this playbook by running this command called Ansible-playbook. Okay, that is a keyword of Ansible, which will invoke this playbook against that targeted host group. Okay, so let me do that. Here you go. It started to execute that command against the Ansible client node. It will take some time because it is installing the package against that node. Okay, so this is how. So here we have not installed any software. Okay, but Ansible is able to communicate to our client node, and it is doing the required configuration. Okay, so that's the reason this tool is heavily used for infrastructure as a code methodology. Okay, so we can set up this tool dynamically in our CI/CD pipeline and make our managed instances get configured or are synchronized with our required configurations according to the enterprise. Okay, so that's what the main motive of this Ansible tool, and it is highly recommended for smooth management of our configuration across your enterprise. Okay, so that's it. If you see here, the playbook has successfully ran, and the output it shows that it has done the change equal to 1 and the unreached failed equal to 0. Nothing but it has successfully ran that command. Okay, it has successfully ran the command called NT update against this client. Okay, against this 10.0.0. Nothing but this. Okay, nothing but this one. Yeah, nothing but this client. Okay, so now again for your purpose, let me run this command. So this time what it does, it will show that changed equal to 0. Okay, Here you go, the change equal to 0, nothing but it is maintaining the versioning of our it's also maintaining the versioning of your the managed Ansible client nodes as well. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. We have successfully shown you um, this operation. Okay, so where we have set up a master node, then we also configure our client node so that the master node can communicate with those, and we have configured the host grouping as well, and then I have example run a playbook against those instances. Okay, yeah, and we see the result something like this. Okay, yeah, so that's it. I have come to a conclude saying that I have successfully shown you the required demo to be shown here. Finally, a kind request, please do subscribe my channel. That would really encourage me a lot. With that note, thank you. Thanks a lot.